cost them the game really, unless if they're planning to do something else. But we've also got orcs coming in through the middle, so I don't see the players being able to do too much. Top left, Elder player's got a few. Actually, got a few Space Marine squads. Oh, that's right. That's the Space Marine base. I think so. The Space Marines at the top aren't doing much. Actually, they could be at least trying to repel the attack or something. But yeah, for whatever reason, they're deciding to remain there with a few new Elder buildings being constructed. But yeah, the loss of all these Elder buildings will most likely cost them the game. And yeah, I reckon they could have done more to stop that. Well, obviously both teams could have done much more really. With, all the resources that they have at their disposal. Space Marines, for example, they could build one more land speeder, I suppose, fill up the vehicle cap, and they can certainly build more infantry squads to help out as well. But what they have at the moment is pretty good. So as you can see, they're tearing up the Orc base now. Got a small contingent remaining behind, perhaps decat points. And yeah, we just got a whole mass of dreadnoughts. I'm not entirely sure if they can build any more dreadnoughts actually, but yeah, they got a whole mass of dreadnoughts just absolutely tearing up the Orc base. And it's interesting, the Space Marines at the top right have sent in their own assault terminators, but the problem is you really need something approaching a full squad and attacking one unit at a time for them to be able to stun units. But as you can see, even just a few of them were able to stun that dreadnought for a few seconds. So yeah, they're pretty potent units when they're used against small numbers of units, or when they're used against against Uber units. And yeah, they've actually, the Space Marines at the top right have actually repelled the Space Marine assault, but yeah, at the loss of their Elder base. So we're seeing a super unit come out from the Orcs in the form of a squig-off. As you can see, it's doing a bit of I think it was trying to do a run-up, I think, but it didn't manage to do that for whatever reason. And we've got the Land Raider coming out as well, so at the very least might be able to do a bit of damage with their super units, both at ranged and in melee as well, as you can see. Yeah, got a bit of a melee going on actually. The bottom left Orcs are slowly getting beaten back. They seem to have lost one of their war tracks, I think. And yeah, they just lost their war boss as well. So this is pretty much the end of their little assault there. They'll have to retreat the rest of their units if they want them to live it on. Looks like they did. So yeah, losing the flash kit there. Yeah, it's interesting. Their war track seems to be stuck or something. Not entirely sure. And they're sending a mad doc for some reason. I don't know why. And yeah, their war track has been destroyed as well. So we're just seeing a few remnants. The cloaked tank busters retreating back. And interesting enough, we haven't seen anything from the Necrons at all. They have a Necron Lord with the cloaking ability, so you can see he cloaks some of his nearby units and buildings, but they haven't done a single thing. I don't think I've seen them even helping out with any assaults. I'm not entirely sure why. I'd say this game would have been over much more quickly if if we have seen the Necrons attack as well, especially with such a massive cloaked army as well. And, oh, there we go. The Space Marine, bottom left Space Marines and Orcs are doing a pretty good job though. So even with Orcs being beaten back, Space Marines have cast the Word of the Emperor ability, and it looks like they also have that battle cry being cast by the Force Commander, who's now also deploying a orbital bombardment on the Orcs base. As you can see, it seems to have deployed it on the weak section of the base, which means that we'll probably see some of those weak buildings get destroyed, and that's what we're seeing at the moment. So they're getting into a bit of a melee at the moment, but it's not looking too good for even the Orc base at the moment. And finally we got Space Marines, the Space Marine base that was at the top right, helping out in the defense, which is kind of ironic really, because their own base is getting slowly destroyed as well. But at the very least they're managing to repel this Space Marine assault, but it'll only be a matter of time before these additional Orc forces arrive, and maybe even before the Necrons arrive as well. You never know. One can only hope, eh? One can only hope. So while that battle was occurring near the Orc base, we had the bottom left Space Marines assaulting the top right Space Marine base, doing bit of damage, as you can see, flinging bodies around, demolishing buildings. Got a Predator in to help counter them, but it doesn't seem to be upgraded with anti-vehicle weapons, so in a melee especially, it's going to lose pretty badly to a Dreadnought, as you can see. Even though the Dreadnought visually doesn't seem to be hitting it, but I guess they're magical Dreadnought thing. They can attack from a distance, and they can fling bodies around. Just showing utter contempt for their Space Marine opponent. Yeah. Oh, okay, so maybe just to see what they were doing at near the Elder's old base. They might actually be trying to make a new base here while the top right Space Marine base gets destroyed, but it looks to be pretty much game over for them. I just wish that those Necrons would attack. I mean, it's not like as if they're risking much by attacking. They've got such a massive force that really, at the very least, they could help steamroll their opponents. But yeah, what can you do? For whatever reason, the Necron players decided to stay back. The Squigoff is still alive somehow. It's getting repaired by the Gretchen, I think. Even though it's a demonic unit, or at least it says it's a demon. Get repaired apparently. But yeah, as you can see, it's fallen just like the rest of their units. So we've got another Predator coming out by the Space Marines. I don't see it doing too much damage though, unless if it targets the infantry units and avoids the Dreadnoughts. But as you can see, it's not doing such a good job avoiding the Dreadnoughts either, or the missiles by the Space Marines who are attacking in space. So it looks like they're getting torn up as well. Got Orcs establishing a temporary barracks. Will actually probably be permanent for the rest of the game. But in any case, establishing a barracks right on the rival Orcs' doorstep actually. So it looks like they'll be hopefully attacking soon. And yeah, they'll be able to keep up the attack as well by having such a close barracks building. They'll be able to resupply their squads pretty quickly, to say the least. It's interesting that Dreadnought was doing nothing and it just got shut down. Not entirely sure what Space Marine players is doing with them. Again, it's not doing anything. I'm not entirely sure why. It might be a bug or a glitch or something, because yeah, I'm not seeing any damage being done by that Dreadnought, and it's getting killed in pretty short order. But, still, it's only going to serve to slow down the bottom left Space Marines from attacking the top right Space Marines base, because as you can see, yeah, they still have the army advantage even with that Dreadnought slowly making its way over, so didn't even manage to get a shot off. So there we go. So getting kind of a counter-attack by the Orcs though. It looks like they're sacrificing their own base to defend the Space Marine base in the top right, but I don't see that making too much of a difference really. And we've got word of the Emperor ability going down. All of those Space Marines right now are completely invincible, or rather they take damage but they don't die. So I'm not entirely sure if that was necessary really, because the main battle seems to be occurring near the Space Marine headquarters, and looks like one of the players has said good game as well. They realised that they've been rather soundly beaten, even without the, or rather, even without the Necrons joining in up until now. So as you can see, finally the Necron player has decided to join just when the game was well and truly decided, and the final battle is taking place. Although you have to admire the top right players though for sticking with the game. Usually they quit, but here we're going to see a nice last stand battle going down. In fact, might even zoom up just to get a better view of that. So there we go. Assault Terminator is finally being able to inflict a bit of damage. As you can see, they've stunned that Dreadnought. But yeah, they're just getting slowly torn to shreds. Still, it's not such a bad last stand really, and it's good to see the Necrons finally joining as well, just to make it that much more memorable, I suppose you could say. But yeah, the base is slowly getting destroyed, and they're not none of the top right players are going to have much of an army, to say the least, when it's done. Although they managed to produce, the top right Space Marines have managed to produce another Land Raider. Must have, it's interesting. I think they were able to do that. Must have had a vehicle plant somewhere else. So rather heroic last stand by the Land Raider there. I think it had the machine spirit ability to go down as well to reduce range damage, but yeah, it's not going to make too much difference when up against a board like that. So at the moment, the only thing we're left with on the top right player's side is the Orc hut, which has just been destroyed. So okay, so Space Marines had machine cult here. So while the buildings were getting destroyed, it looks like they built a machine cult up here along with an orbital relay at some point. And that's probably where the Land Raider came from, but unfortunately the bottom of players have spotted this and are tearing up that apart as well. So yeah, there we go. Not such a bad game actually. I kind of wish that both teams would have spent their points, well, spent their points and attacked more often, but yeah, what can you do really, I suppose. That's just what seems to happen on this map for whatever reason. And amazingly, the Elder player is still in the game. So yeah, as you can see, they have a cloaked base on the critical that the Necron player somehow must have missed. They, by the looks of it, they didn't send any detecting units with their sorry, with their attacking force, I suppose. And yeah, they actually must have bypassed that base altogether. So the only combat unit I can see from the Elder player is the Farseer, and it's only just a matter of time before the Space Marines uncover the space as well, because they do have their own detector, the Librarian, coming up to it as well. And yeah, it looks like they're actually completely ignoring the Farseer. The Farseer was able to take a few pod shots, but yeah, Space Marines know where the Elder base is, so the Farseer isn't going to be able to do too much though. We had a Bone Stinger just teleport out as well, slicing and dicing Space Marines with their sword, at least trying to. But yeah, looks like this is the end for the Elder player, so interesting last stand by them as well. So there we go. There we go. Saw some bit of back and forth action, especially against the Orcs and the Space Marines on the bottom left around the beginning, and then all the other players on the top right at the end. So I'd say the one of the things they really should have, both teams really needed to concentrate on was, yeah, just actually spending their resources and maybe not hanging back as much, especially the Necrons, who hung back for so long that the Elder player actually managed to build a secret base right in the path of their army when it eventually walked over to the to the Space Marine base in the top here. So in any case, though, not such a bad game. At the very least, it wasn't anyone getting steamrolled or anything. So that's it for tonight. So we should hopefully see some yeah, either some more replays tomorrow or perhaps some more news about my own site. So until then, this has been Damien Dudovic signing off.